everyone, Colleen here with Yarn Wars, and I have just come in today to go over a stitch that I just learned. I don't find this stitch highly useful because it's a little bit, it's a little annoying to work. Let me just say that, but it kind of turns out fun. I found this stitch on a page, a foreign page. I'm not sure what the language was. When I tried to put a word into Google, it recognized Filipino. So I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but I thought I'd come in here because I didn't find any videos on the column stitch, and they're probably all over the place and I'm just missing them. But I thought, you know what, maybe you have a project where you'd like to make these little kind of whirlwind tornado looking crazies. I think they'd be perfect if you even made them longer for like doll hair. But I will get started. It's a little complicated, so you might have to go over it a couple of times, but once you start doing it, it's a breeze. It is a breeze. So you want to start by working whatever you're going to work. Single crochets. I worked half double crochets around a rubber band. I'm making a rubber band project here. But after you work your stitches around your circle, you are going to join, and then you will chain 3. This is if you want to work the length that I'm going to show you here. And obviously you can do more loops on this. It's really up to you how you're going to, or what you're going to be using this for in your project. But so basically pretend I'm at the beginning and I've worked my circle and I've chained 3. Okay, I am going to wrap the yarn, my working yarn, around my hook 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 times. Okay. After I've worked that around 10 times, I'm going to go into that same stitch as my chain 3, and I'm going to pull this yarn up level to the rest of my work, or level to my chain 3, like that. And then you can just drop this working yarn. You don't even need to hold on to that at this point. You're going to move all of this down close to the end here, and you want to carefully, let me make sure I've got this zoned in here. The yarn that you pulled up and level with the rest of this, you want that to be on your end here. You're going to carefully work your hook through each loop around your hook so it's coming down. So just kind of push with your forefinger that yarn forward for the next loop to come down, and just work it one loop at a time, like that. And you can see why, if you're working a big project, this could be really annoying to do. So we have 3 more on our hook here. And things can sometimes get a little looser than you plan. So kind of just work your stuff there. And I got 1 more. You see what I'm doing here, and I'm just going to pull that through that first part. Now I got a little loose because I was doing this slow here with you. So I think I might have missed something, and I don't want that to look like that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to work it one more time just to make sure. Maybe it's because I came up too high on this last loop right here. So try to keep that down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll go into that same chain 3 space, pull it up just level to the rest of your project, and go ahead and drop that working yarn there. And make sure you know which one is your working yarn, because that's the one that you want You gotta be careful not to pull the wrong one through. And we're just gonna go, just kind of slightly tilt your hook down to grab that first. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm thinking too hard now. That is the problem. All right, so you're gonna grab that first one, the second one, and this one's gonna be really tight because I've grabbed on too tight here. Okay, so we're just pushing this forward a little bit so we get our next one to pull through. Hopefully you can see and understand what I'm doing here. It isn't really hard. It's just, it's tedious is what it is. But then you end up making this fun little, a couple people said that it looked like a tornado, and I agree. Now, the best way to go into your next stitch, if you're doing multiples of these, the best way to go into the next one is to go down into your next stitch and chain 3. So just come down and go 1, 2, and 3 all the way through the top of that loop so that you've closed that off. So that is what we end up with. I will do this one more time and then I'm done for the day with this stitch, I think. But we've already chained our 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I guess if you want them longer, you could probably just go as long as you want to go, as long as your hook will take you, or as far as your hook will take you, and then come down into that same chain space and pull up your loop. Level to the rest of your project, drop your working yarn, and from here you're just kind of concentrating on that little area. So it's a very hands-on technique, as you can see, that kind of forces you to slow down and think a little bit with your project, whatever it is you're working on. And our last one, and I'm just going to go ahead and go into my braid for my next so I can lock that in. But there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there we go. So that is the column stitch, or that is my knowledge to how they are making the column stitch in what I saw. But like I said, it was in a different language, and Google Translate did not do a whole lot for me. But anyhow, this is Colleen with Yarn Wars. Thanks so much for joining me today, and this is my little, I'll say my little fashion tip of the day for Yarn Wars, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give it a try. Join us over at our group on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/yarn wars. And if you decide to try the stitch out, please show us what you made with it. I would love to see what other people would use this stitch for. Other than maybe a little, decor in different parts of your project. I can't imagine using this stitch for much more than little accents areas. So anyhow, we are also at yarnwars.com, and I'd love to invite you to register at the site to be the first to know when new projects come out, free patterns, contests that we're running over on our group page. And I would love to also invite you to subscribe to my Chazy Crochet channel, this YouTube channel. I'm always coming out with new videos, tutorials. I like to do walkthroughs for my free patterns that I offer to my group. So it's easy. If you have any problems, you can always come back and refer to a video. But thank you so much for joining me, and y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.